Hey guys, and thank you so much for watching. So I am finally starting my Gwen Stefani and Urban Decay palette series. I know I've been talking about this for a while on Snapchat, and I just had like a couple other videos I needed to film, and I have been out of town a lot lately, so it's been kind of hard to start and film, but this whole week I will be filming, so I've got lots of new, exciting stuff coming, and I'm so happy and I'm so excited to finally be filming. Yay! This tutorial will be the first tutorial using the Gwen Stefani palette. I will be doing 2 more. So if you're interested in seeing my other 2 tutorials using this palette, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you'll get little notifications when the videos are up. They will be up a little later this week. So when I got the request to do like a little mini series with this palette, I was instantly so excited because I literally love this palette. Like whenever people ask me, oh, I don't know, should I get it or not? I'm like, get it. Just get it. I'm pretty sure it's limited edition also. I'm not 500 billion% sure, but I'm like 99% sure it's limited edition. So if you're on the fence about it, I suggest getting it before they no longer have it, because then you're gonna wanna kick yourself in the butt for not getting it. I've taken just this palette with me on vacation for like a whole weekend and been good to go. It's just awesome because you've got like these awesome transition colors right here in the middle. You've got a warm one, you've got a cool one, you've got like just like that perfect little starting color just to lay down that like base to be able to blend in other colors. You've got a pop of pink, you've got a pop of blue, you've got a super crazy intense gold. You've got just like this really, oh, this is one of my favorite colors, punk, this like burgundy-ish color, so pretty. It's just got such a good array of colors and I love it. And not to mention that this blackout color, by far, blackout is probably my favorite black eyeshadow of all time. It's amazing. I use it to do winged liner all the time instead of using a gel. Like that's how black it is. It's awesome. So I do really love this palette. I love the packaging. I love the fact that it has a ginormous mirror that I can't show you because I'm gonna blind you, but it has a huge mirror that is awesome. So if you ask me about this palette and what I think about this palette, my opinion is I love it, get it, it's awesome. So since this palette is a collaboration that Urban Decay did with Gwen Stefani, obviously I needed to like, you know, find my inner Gwen Stefani when I did this makeup tutorial. And I feel like Gwen Stefani's makeup is always very subtle eyes with an intense wing and a bright red lip. She does that a lot, and that's probably why there's so many neutrals in this palette. Every time I see her, I always think of like Marilyn Monroe and like that old Hollywood style glam. So today's makeup look was inspired by the one and only Marilyn Monroe. And I thought it was perfect because I don't have like an old Hollywood classic glam video on my channel. So I was like, okay. So I saw this picture of Marilyn Monroe and I just loved it. Like, come on guys, who doesn't like Marilyn? I don't know if you guys can see that there. Yeah. So as you can see, she has like a really crazy, intense, like over the top, super editorial cut crease going on. I did do a cut crease, but a much softer version because I wanted to do something that people could actually wear. I didn't want to do something that you guys were gonna see and then like never want to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like I want to do something you guys can actually do and like actually wear in public when it's not Halloween. So I definitely softened it up a lot. I also did the bright red lip. The only thing, oh, and I also did the super intense wing. I skipped on the mole. If you want to do the mole, you totally can. I wasn't feeling the mole today. So I'm gonna call this look classic old Hollywood glam because we got the big crazy black winged liner, the cut crease, the red lip. I don't know. Every time I wear a red lip with a big wing and a cut crease, I'm like, I'm Marilyn Monroe. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, please go ahead and just keep on watching. Hello guys, so let's get started. I'm going to pick up the palette and go into the color Stark, the little center color in the palette, and I'm using my Inglot 6SS brush, which I always use, to go ahead and start applying this color in my crease. I am doing a little bit of a different technique today. Instead of going from the outer part of my crease towards the inner part of my crease, like by my tear duct, I'm going through my crease and dragging it up into the area right underneath of my eyebrow, on the inner part of my eyebrow. If you look at pictures of Marilyn Monroe or any other like old Hollywood makeup style, there's a huge play on light and dark, which is just like contouring and highlighting. So what we want to do is we want to hollow out that area right underneath of our eyebrow to make our actual brow bone stick out more. It just is to create an illusion. Now I'm going into the color Zone from the palette, and I'm taking my Morphe M502 brush. I'm tilting my head back, and I am putting this little brush right underneath of my brow bone because I really want to hollow out that area. Again, this is a little bit dramatic. I really want to make the hollows of my face look super hollow and the high points of my face look super high. So I want to hollow it out as much as possible. I'm just going back and forth with this color directly inside of my crease and then flicking it out on the edge so that it doesn't just like stop out of nowhere and it blends seamlessly into my makeup. You're going to see now that I'm going to start to drag this eyeshadow up into that little area underneath of the inner part of my eyebrow. I am not applying a lot of product in this little area under my eyebrow. I'm really applying the product in my crease and then dragging whatever is left over on the brush into that area. This can go from Old Hollywood Glam to Zombie Corpse very quickly if you shade in that area too much, and that is not what we're trying to do. So again, I'm going to tilt my head back, stick my brush right underneath my brow bone, and start to shade out that zone color on my other eye. Now just picking up a smaller brush, this is my Morphe M518. I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that zone color and just start to hollow out the outer half of my crease a little bit more. And then just blend it all together with a fluffier brush. Using my Morphe M333 brush, I'm going to go into the color Skimp, which I think is my new favorite brow bone highlight color. I forgot how much I love this color. And I'm just going to apply this right on my brow bone. I'm avoiding the part that we hollowed out towards the inner part of my brow bone and just keeping it on the outer part of my brow bone. Then I'm taking my fluffy brush and just blending it all together. And I'm sorry if my eyes look really glossy, but like my allergies have been out of control. Is it just me? Or is everybody like dying from allergies right now? So now I'm going to go into the color Baby in the palette, and I am using my Morphe M167 brush, and I'm just going to start to pack this on all over my lid. I'm trying to avoid my crease area because I don't want to cover up any of that crease work that we did. I just want to brighten up my lid. So now I'm going to go in with this tiny little brush. This is my Inglot 13P/S. That is the weirdest name ever, but this is that brush. And I'm just going to really clean up the edges of that baby color because I really want my crease to look really sharp. I want to make sure that my crease looks the sharpest on the outer edges. The inner edges is important for it to look sharp too, but the outer edges is where we really want to see that sharpness. So I'm just using this tiny little flat brush to do that. Okay, so now that my song has finished, I'm going to move on and do my winged eyeliner. Before I do that, I'm going to do a little trick that I like to do to make my winged eyeliner. Basically, I make it stupid proof. I like to take the tip of my little applicator from my concealer and clean up the edge of my eyeshadow. Once I'm done mapping out that edge, I like to take a little concealer brush and kind of just blend it out and sharpen up the line even more. Doing this is basically just going to create a line for us to trace for our eyeliner. It's going to make it so much easier to do our eyeliner because we're not freehanding it anymore. We're just literally tracing a line. Using my MAC 6'6" brush and my Maybelline Blackest Black Gel Liner, I'm just going to start to trace that line that we created with our concealer. I like to use a little tiny bit of product at a time. If you go in with too much product, it's when it's going to start to smudge and like just go everywhere and make a huge mess. So I like to literally dip it into the pot, wipe off the excess, and use the last little bit that's left on the brush to create my line. I like to just create the angles on each side so that I can make sure that they're even before I full out do my wing, because that's like your worst nightmare, to do one wing that looks awesome and then do another one and it's a completely different shape. Then it's like, oh my god, what do I do? I don't even know what to do right now. So I just like to map out the shape of both of them and the angles of both of them before I commit to my wing. Once I've done that, I just start filling it in little by dragging my brush inward. To fill in the inner part of my eye, again, a tiny little bit of product. I go from my tear duct and just drag it up to meet the other part of my eyeliner that I've already created. My best advice with winged eyeliner is find a brush that works for you. This is the only brush that works for me. and go slow and use a little bit of product at a time. It's better to have to add product than to have to start trying to like get rid of smudges everywhere. Like that's terrible. So now I'm going to go in with my Becca liquid illuminator in the color Moonstone, and I'm just going to put this all over my face. It's my dream come true. I am just covering my entire face in highlighter. No, but really, I'm doing this because I'm going to use a matte foundation, but I still want my skin to have a nice natural glow coming through, if that makes sense. So once I put that all over my face, I'm going to go in with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, and I am just going to take a bath in it and spritz it all over my face and make sure that I get every last inch of my face. Then I'm going to drink some water, and then I'm going to drink some coffee, and then I'm going to move on to my foundation. So I am going in with an oldie but a goodie. This is my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. Right now I'm in the color 105, and I'm just squeezing this out onto my little mixing plate, and I have like none left. So I'm like, oh damn girl, I gotta go get more. Okay girl, let's go. So now using my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, I'm just going to start to buff this in all over my face as I normally do. So now I'm going to pick up my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I'm using the color Light Neutral right now, but I'm probably going to have to go get another one because I'm hoping that I get tan very soon. I'm going to use this to just conceal my face as I always do and further clean up the edges of my eyeliner. So I'm just going right underneath my eyeliner to sharpen it up a little bit more and to fix any little mistakes that I may have made. And again, guys, these allergies, it's like out of control. It's unbearable. So I'm just going to blend out my concealer with my sponge in little pouncing motions as I always do. I'm going to get as close to my wing as possible, but to really get in there and clean up the edge as best as possible, I'm going to use a little flat concealer brush to really make it nice and sharp. Using my RCMA no color powder and a little wedge sponge, I am just going to bake away, guys. I'm going to bake my smile lines as I always do because you know I get really creasy. And then I'm going to buff out any extra product underneath of my eyes and bake right under there. I'm also going to bake right underneath of my eyeliner to sharpen that wing even more. Can you tell that I'm really trying to make this wing sharp today? Just a nice little trick to sharpen it up even more. I'm going to buff out any creases that have already formed in my forehead, and I am just really going to go in on baking my forehead. Don't judge me. I use my face a lot. What do you want me to do? So now I'm going to use my Maybelline FITMe foundation stick to contour my face. I do want to do a little bit of a cream contour today, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to draw a line from my temple and follow down right underneath of my cheekbone. I do like to do a little bit of a curve to kind of accentuate my the apples of my cheeks a little bit more. And then using my sponge, my Real Techniques sponge, I'm just going to do little pouncing motions to blend it out. I'm kind of pressing it upwards because I don't want to contour underneath of that line. You always want your contour to go from darker to lighter. So I wanted to darken the hollowest part, what should be the hollowest part of my contour a little bit more. So I added a little bit more of that foundation just in the upper half of where my contour line is, and then started blending that out so that it really goes from darker to lighter. I'm also just going to contour out my jawline a little bit by tracing my jawline and right underneath of my chin, and then blending it out with my sponge. Once I'm done wiping away all of that bakage, I'm just going to take my stippling brush and a little bit of that RCMA no color powder to set my whole face. I don't want anything to move, and I want all those creams to stay right in place. Now picking up my Tarte Skin Twinkle Lighting Palette, I am going to go into the middle color, this yellowish color, and just set all the areas of my face where I put concealer to help brighten it a little bit more. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I have been obsessed with this powder for setting my concealer. It's so beautiful. I love it. Now using my Morphe M506 brush, I'm just going to smoke out my whole lower lash line using the color Stark. And then I decided that I wanted to deepen my crease a little bit more. So I picked up my Morphe M518 and a little bit of that Anaheim color and just put it directly in my crease to help hollow it out a little bit more. Going in once again with my Morphe M506, I'm just going to pick up more of that zone color and smoke out my entire bottom lash line from the outermost corner to the innermost corner until it's as dark as I want it to be. Now going into this dark charcoaly color from the palette called Serious, I'm just going to use a little angled brush. This is actually my Morphe M165, and I'm going to start to press this in to my lash line. I'm going from the outermost corner all the way to the innermost corner, but I'm keeping it as close to my lash line as possible. I don't want this to start to look muddy or dirty, so I'm keeping it right up against the lash line. And then I'm going to take my Morphe M506 brush once again and just smoke all that out and blend it all together. Picking up my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Waterproof color in the color Honey, tongue twister, I'm going to take a little flat brush and just put that all in my waterline, from the outermost corner all the way to the innermost corner of my waterline. Going into the medium color in my Lorac Pro Contour palette and using my Morphe M527 brush, I'm just going to bronze up my face. This is actually one of the brushes that I got in the month of March's Morphe Me membership package of March of this month. So if you're interested in seeing what other brushes I got, I will link that video below because I do talk about those brushes in another video. I ended up really liking this brush. It was really good. I was excited about it. So now I'm just going to bake out underneath of that contour to make sure that it looks nice and sharp and that it doesn't look messy or muddy. My goodness, I cannot talk today. So now I'm going to highlight my favorite part of my makeup. I'm using a highlight that I have not used in a minute, and I'm breaking it out. How beautiful is it? It is Anastasia Beverly Hills' highlight in the color Starlight, and I'm using my Morphe M501 brush to do so. This is my new favorite highlighting brush. I love it. I love this highlight. I was super happy with my highlight this day. And I'm just highlighting in all the areas that I usually do. So my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow, and right on top of my eyebrows, and in the inner tear ducts of my eye. I'm also putting a little bit of this highlight right in the highest point of my brow bone, underneath of the arches of my eyebrows. So I went ahead and popped on some lashes. These are the Koko lashes in the style Goddess. I will do a video very soon on how I apply my falsies. I'm going to take a little bit of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and just use that to connect my regular lashes to the falsies. I don't want to put mascara all the way through them. I'm just putting mascara at the root of my eyelashes to kind of fuse the falsies with my real lashes, and then I'm putting a little bit on my bottom lashes also. And now to make the hardest decision when you're doing your makeup, what blush to use. I feel like I never know what blush to use, but I'm using the Morphe 9B palette, and I mixed those two colors together, that really bright one and the one next to it, and doing a little no teeth smile. I'm just dusting this right onto the apples of my cheeks and then taking it up in between my highlight and my contour to fuse the two together. If you have this palette, beware that the colors are extremely pigmented, so have a light hand. Apply a little bit at a time. Once I'm done applying color, I'm just taking my stippling brush to blend everything together. Now I'm going to start to line my lips. I'm using my MAC lip liner in the color Cherry to line my lips and to fill them in. I'm going to do a matte red lip, and my lips get very dry very fast, and mattes tend to fade and give you the dreaded butthole mouth very quickly. So I want to fill my lips in to help it last a little bit longer and to try and avoid the dreaded butthole mouth for as long as we possibly can. So now I'm just taking my MAC lipstick in the color Ruby Woo. It's just a super duper bright matte red. This is just one of those lipsticks that I never get tired of. I just love this color. It's like the perfect bright red. I love it. And this is the final look, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was helpful. I feel like I say the same exact thing at the end of every single one of my videos, but I don't know what else to say. I hope you like this look. I hope you're excited to see the other looks that I'll be doing with the Gwen Stefani palette. I'm very excited to get them up for you. If you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys later this week in one of my next videos. Bye. Bye-bye.